Hello guys, today we're gonna continue our lessons. Uh, just to remind you, or for anyone who might forget, we are trying to develop a bot reminder, and it works very simple. It takes a message from us, like tomorrow at 10 p.m. I have a dentist, and it will remind that you will at certain point of time what do you have. It will tell you that today at 10 p.m. you have a task called have a dentist or something. We haven't figured it yet. Yeah, so we at our previous lesson we had test issues, and well, we just finished our scheduler service. Yeah, so we have a pretty nice looking. That's a sarcasm, obviously. Pretty nice looking regular expression, and we have some kind of parse logic here. So let me remind about it to you again. So we have basically two ways of processing our messages, our input messages. Yeah, so there is two ways basically. And the first, we called it the long way and the short way. So the long way, it's called long way because it's complicated. So probably we should have named it as complicated way. So basically, it has some date modifier, not modifiers, but date determiners or something like tomorrow, today, or 10 December, and it has time in two different formats. It's 12 hours format and 24 hours format, so-called AM PM, and just a European time, just a default one, and the short way or the easy way. So basically it has only a number and an amount of stuff like days, weeks, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, so and it works for a moment for now, but we have tested it by running it up. So let me run it for you. Yeah, and just check it here. So you can see our bot seems like it started, and as you can see, we tested it by just sending messages. So it was a manual testing drive development or something. Yeah, so we can see it works. Yeah, and that's not the best way. Well, so when our project will be more complex, it's not going to be easy thing to do all the time, because you can see there is plenty of code here at the moment. Like it's something like 100 lines of code, and we have really complex regular expression here. It's even more complex because the things here, they are like it's not a regular expression, that's a template, so the things is replaced, as you might remember, or if you didn't watch previous things, and that's fine, just never mind. So basically this regex is huge, and any changes here could produce something bad, like it won't work anymore, for example. So the most easiest way to bypass this thing, to avoid this thing, is having tests. So tests are necessary for any product ready service, except for like very raw MVP. Yeah, but It's not the case. So it's already an MVP, and we could just finish it. I mean, we could have done the other part, but I want to be straightforward, and I want to show you tests. Okay, so let's speak about tests. So basically, I was talking about tests in our previous lesson. Well, so mm, long story short, they're in Java or in Java, and there are basically two main frameworks, test frameworks, like TestNG and JUnit. So I personally like JUnit more, so I take this. Yeah, I haven't used fifth version that we are using right now. Yeah, so we will check how it works together. Yeah. So uh, what are testing? What is testing? Sorry. So basically, it's just when you. So there are many ways of testing. So, but the most popular one is so-called black box testing. Just when you have some kind of function or some kind of service, you know what you put in it, and you expect something in return. Yeah. So we're gonna do the same. So cut the crap and let's check it out. So first, we wanna test our schedule service, right? And just to remark, uh, so not so the code you write, it should be testable. So the services you write, it should be testable. And I'm not sure that this thing is really testable as I wanna. So we'll check it out as well. Okay, so let's pretend I don't know what we should we do, and I just experiment right here, like private schedule service. Yeah, let's make a field here. Okay, so and I want to create this new schedule service. Oh yeah, and it's fine. So basically, we're gonna test this thing, right? And we're gonna make it final, just for for better goals. Okay, so well, basically all the tests, as I said before, not all, but most of them, they work as black box thing. So we have our schedule service, and we wanna call some kind of methods, and I don't see. Okay, I don't see any methods here, but why? Okay, so because we have here, we didn't have any modifiers of method access. So basically it's default. So, and it means it's package private, right? So it means that only classes inside this package could see this method. But let's change this, and yeah. So now we have our method like process, and it accepts message, right? So and at this moment we can just pass it something, and it will return something back, right? Or we expect it to return something back. Yeah. So uh, what's we gonna do further? We, so basically, this framework, this Gene framework, it's just provides some kind of, well, provides something that runs. You know, like I don't really know what does this annotations do. What do this annotation do? Uh, okay, so usually you just don't put here any kind of annotation except for this test. It basically means that this method is a single uh, atomic test. So that's a test. And yeah, let's just check. I'll show you tests like, I don't know, test 1 and test public void. It's always void test 2. Yeah. So we can run it using IDEA very easily. So if you remember, I'm using community version. I have not a community version, but I'm using community just to demonstrate that it works fine within it. Okay, so you can see that we have our tests. They are passed because they had no exceptions. They they just ran fine. So the test isn't passed when it throws any kind of exceptions. So basically, this thing, the thing stands for run method and check if any exception has been thrown. Yeah. So what also this JUnit framework provides? It provides you like assertions. Yeah, assertions. Yeah. So it's basically a static method that helps us to assert something. So as you can see, there are a huge amount of methods, and basically they are very they are pretty fine. Well, they can help you to check whatever you want. Like they are flexible. That's the reason why I took fifth version instead of 4 version, because the most popular at the moment it's JUnit 4, and because the JUnit 4th and it's assertion this because JUnit 4 doesn't provide a huge amount of assertions like that. So it's as you can see, it's very huge amount of them here. Well, just never mind. I'm just taking your time. Sorry. So assertions works like that. Like assert equals the most popular one. Like it works. Like you pass an expected thing and an actual thing. So, for example, imagine ourselves passing things like that. Like tomorrow at 23 p.m. remind me of the doctor, for example. Yeah, and yeah, or yeah. I remember what I was talking about. Why I was talking about about testable services, about code that is testable, right? So as you can see here, it's really hard to test. So what this method wants from us, it wants an expected and an actual thing. So an expected is and actual is it's really easy. So we just pass actual thing that we got from our method. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So, but what's the problem here? So, what expected should be? Because now the service, it returns all the whenever we pass a message here, it returns very different, not very different, but slightly different thing. It returns well, now date and the future date, and the future date depends on now date. I mean, so this date depends on, well, you get, I'm pretty sure you got me. So it's untestable right now. So I cannot write any kind of tests because whenever I run it, I don't know what's expected value should be. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna uh, I'm gonna change this service, and I'm gonna pass it time and now. So what have I done? I added like a start point for our service. So now it's so the goal of testing is to test some. It's not a goal of testing; it's goal of writing testable code. Code is so you wanna have really determined services. By determined, I mean that whenever you pass the value in the service, it should return all the time the same thing. So now, if you let me just continue fixing it. Yeah. So this thing should have now as well. Yeah, and this thing as well. All right. So we just don't use this. We use this. We don't use this anymore. Since can be converted to a local verb. No. Okay, so it's just a long time. It should be, yeah. Remove this thing. Part months. Okay, seems like it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's not really comfortable to pass it everywhere. So the code becomes a bit chainy. I don't know, but that's fine. We will fix that later. So that's basically how you develop things. It's like you develop things by some kind of iterations. At first, you make your project, your code more complex, and then you fix it. Then you just refactor. And etc. etc. It's like an eternal iteration process when you increasing the quality of your product. You can't make you cannot make just a perfect product from scratch after a first try, except for Hello World. But okay, so you got me. So now we can pass like zone date time now, right? Yeah. So, but it's still, I don't know what should be here. So let me just set some constant here. A private final zone date time, uh, zone date time start point. Okay, so and it should be zone date time of like yeah. So just like that. So it's gonna be like 2020, or I don't know, just let's put something easy here. So I like to put some glorious date here, like I don't know, my birth date, for example. Yeah, but it's gonna be easier for now if you'll put here something simple, like this thing, first month, first day of month, 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 second, 0 nanosecond, and zone ID should be, well, I don't know, just default one. Yeah, system default. Yeah, it works. It works fine. Yeah, so let's change it a little bit. Yeah, and yeah, like that. Okay. So now we have our date and we're gonna use this all the time. Yeah. So, and let's change our message a little bit. And let's rename our test as well, because your test method should be named very clear. And just for example, just never mind. So for example, it should be like that should no, should pass pass simple short way. Yeah. So don't care. I don't care, and you don't care about the length of these test methods, because like it could be like like triple longer, and you do it for clearance of your code. So just don't be afraid of using long names here. Okay, so process, yeah, message like tomorrow, tomorrow at can at remind me of just remind. Yeah, so our goal here is to, well, just basically to put it like that. Zone daytime. We're gonna use this one, our start point. Start point set, not set, but plus days. Okay. Plus days. It's gonna be 1, and plus or hours with hour, yeah, with hour 14, yeah. So, and let's check it out and see what we'll get. But it's not gonna compile, right? Because we haven't changed it here. Yeah. So what's wrong with it? Okay, so maybe should be here. Yeah. Okay, let's run it once more time. Yeah, and we see that it works fine. So we can just break it up right here, and you can see that here's a session error. So that's our expected result, and that's our unexpected result, actual result, right? So you can see that the day is changed too much, like because I set 2 here. Okay, so and our goal for this video is to just complete our tests, right? So it could be very, I know, very boring or something, but it's necessary thing, and it gets very easy because of whenever you fix some kind of code. So imagine this code and this, I mean, sorry. Imagine this code, but 3 times longer, and this regular expression 3 times longer as well. And whenever you fix that, or improve that, or add some feature, you are afraid of blowing up. So you are afraid that your codes won't work anymore, and you'll be spending hours and hours of trying to fix that, but it's not necessary but you won't fear, you won't be afraid if you have enough of tests, you know, like you have few dozens of tests, like negative one, positive one. We'll talk about it later. Yeah. So if you have so many tests, you won't be so afraid of breaking something, because you always can check if your changes break your code, your product. Okay, so talking about negative cases. So this case is called positive. It's called positive case, and it's when you check that everything works fine. So this is a nice thing. But but imagine our user, like use test here for. Usually I don't name tests until I write it. Okay, so let's just copy it here. So imagine our user passing some stuff like this thing. What's gonna happen? Yeah, so let's check and yeah. So let's check what's gonna happen, because I don't know. Well, because yeah, let's check it out here. So it's yeah, we're gonna have our runtime exception. Please provide legit message. Yeah. Okay. So and here we can do the thing like assertions and throws. Yeah. So it assert throws. It means that we'll pass our executable and expected type. Usually, okay, so let me just show it to you. So what's an executable? That's some kind of interface, yeah. So I'll just pass here, and I forget how I have written too much Kotlin code, and I forget how to use it here. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. That's called lambdas. Well, I'm pretty sure that everyone knows about that. Okay, so usually what I do when I don't remember syntax, and I don't remember syntax pretty often, because when you write some code in different languages, you just forget about, well, some complex things of syntax. So it's fine if you Google it, if you just doing things like I do, like you can. So it asks for executable. Let's new executable. So that's called anonymous anonymous object, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So let's remove that as well. With that, it's something. Yeah. So I just let an idea to replace it with lambda. Oh yeah, I can see. Now I can see. Yeah, I was doing some bad stuff because of I was trying to pass here it. Just never mind. My bad. Okay, so as you can see here, so what the thing does, it just runs this lambda expression. Well, basically, it's not a lambda expression like. Well, it's lambda expression, yeah, but that's basically that's an implementation of this interface. Okay, so I expect you to understand things like that. Otherwise, just go and check it out, like some guides and tutorials. Yeah, so we pass this thing, and it tries to execute this thing, and it expects that this method will throw this exception. Yeah, so let's check it out if it works, but I'm pretty sure it should, yeah, and it works. Should throw message when when mm, cannot parse. Yeah, so that's basically a negative case. So we are trying to find out some bad cases when a user or whoever else tries to use our service in a wrong way. So we must handle it. Okay, so let's just continue our positive cases for a moment. Yeah. So usually I don't like using like this kind of message because, well, who knows? Usually I just use random UID or just random strings basically. That's just the most convenient way to me to create a random string in Java. Okay, so yeah. So here we are yeah. So I'd like to use I'd like to create some tests for our short way and a long way, and for all kind of things like tomorrow, today, and some with different types of PM, AM here. Okay, so okay, so let me think a little bit. So okay, let's just check it out if it works fine. 10 p.m. Right. So what's 10 p.m.? That's basically with the hour 20, right? With the hour, no, it's 20, it's 22, right? Let's check it out. Run. And it's failed because it doesn't work, right? Because expected was right, and but the actual, I thought we fixed that, to be honest. I thought we have fixed, so that was a kind of issue at our previous lesson. Yeah, but and I thought that we have finished that, but we have fixed that, but we apparently haven't fixed that. So, if I'm not mistaken, that was a thing with this this stuff. Oh, I'm so tired of these regular expressions, to be honest. Like, really tired. Okay, so let me check it. So the issue was, or maybe it was because, let me check this. I hope that that's because yeah, that's right. That's because of our so that's the fine example. So for example, that's a fine example. So now we have this logic that this 10 p.m. is basically well 12 hours type of time, right? But apparently some users gonna use this as I have used it a moment before, right? And that's bad case that it doesn't work right now, and I have to fix that in the future. But I don't really care. I don't really want to fix that at the moment. I will fix it later, and I'm really afraid of breaking it. So I'll create some tests, some good amount of tests, and I'll try to fix that. And I'll demonstrate you that I'm more convenient with a bunch of tests comparing to without them. Okay, so let's just continue to run our tests. Like, okay, with hour 22, tomorrow, 10 p.m. Remind, yeah, it's fine. So, but for example, is this gonna work with the hour, with minute, 22, right? Yeah, that's fine. I know, should pass. Let's just run and check if it works. Yeah, it works. So, but as you can see, it, to my opinion, it looks pretty poor at the moment. I mean, that we just copy and paste our code. We have to do this thing, you know. Yeah, but I think that we can do better than this. So they are pretty similar to each other. So let's make an universal test. Yeah, like just make a function, a method, like private void universal test, or just let's name it test suite. Yeah, like that, right? Uh, no, it's not. uh, suite. Yeah, yeah. As you can see, being not native English speaker is tough. Suite. Yeah, just it sucks to me because because I have to be ashamed in my videos. Okay, so let's have test suite. So here we have our string user message, and let's have here days, int days, int hours, int minutes. Yeah. So and we're gonna take this and this, and we will user message. Yeah, so it's gonna be days here with hours, minutes. Yeah. So as you can see, now we have our test suite, and we can just use it like that. Test suite, and I forget. Okay, test suite. Tomorrow, so it's gonna be 1 day, 40 hours, and 0 minutes. And now we can just remove this too. Okay, and it works. It works fine. So we have our method, and we can just reuse it whenever we want to. And if we'll add some extra logic here, it's very easy to change it everywhere. So just whenever you want to press Ctrl C and Ctrl V, just think about it and check if you can create a method that contains all the logic you want, all the logic you use when you copy paste something. Okay, and we can also create some kind of, well, just one single test. Usually I don't really like to create single one, but let's use should pass short way. So it's going to be tomorrow, today. So it means we have to add 0 days. Yeah. Or we can even go further. We can just, yeah. So we can, for example, create the matches between this thing and this thing, right? And this thing. Yeah. And we can shuffle it whenever we want to. however we want. Just let's try to do that. So okay, so we're gonna have our map. I'll write it here just to be sure. So it's gonna be string and int, right? Oh, integer, yeah. Just import it already. So it's gonna be our date determiner. I know, date determiner map of, and it's gonna be like that. Tomorrow, one, today. It's not our short way, it's our long way. Yeah, so it's not so easy. Okay, so like it's not tomorrow. It's oh my god. Yeah, so let's let's so I thought we started with our long way with our short way, but apparently it's not. So I forgot that is the long way. Okay, never mind. So we'll still might be able to do that. Okay, today, tomorrow, and today is gonna be 0. Yeah, and that's probably all we have here. Damn, that sucks. Maybe, but maybe not. Okay, let me check out this stuff. Pattern, get group name. What else do we have here? Today, December. Okay. So, well, my current idea is to create some kind of token maps, and we use to be able to shuffle all of them and to test all of them in different combinations. Tomorrow, today, days. Let me think. No, it's gonna be way too complicated because, well, if I want to if I want to do this thing, I have to add well some numbers here because it would be easy path if we had a short not so long list of these possible values here. So here we have values like tomorrow, today, and all of the months and all of the dates, including some limitations like February of 29 and etc. etc. Okay, just it's fine. So we were way too brave, I would say. But this thing is fine. So let's name it test test long way suit. Yeah, so it's tomorrow at 14 remind, today at 14 remind, tomorrow at 40 p.m. remind. Yeah, and more of it. It's not 40. Let's say it's 10. 10 a.m. remind. Yeah. So let's tomorrow, today. Yeah. No, tomorrow, today. Yeah, just like that. So, and it means that it's just gonna be 0 to 10 a.m. And it's gonna be 10 here, 22 here. Yeah. And copy that and paste it here. And like this and this, 10 like this and this. Yeah, so okay, so it's fine at the moment. So we have put here minutes and yeah, let's remove this. Yeah, it seems like it's fine now. Let's see if it passed. Yeah, and it passed. It have passed. Okay, and the same thing we can, let's do the same thing for our right way with for our short way. Test short way suit. It should be renamed, I suppose. Long way test suit and the same thing for short way. Okay, so we're gonna have our string user message. Yeah, and we'll have our int amount of days, amount of time units, and this a time unit itself. So it's called HANA unit, right? And it works. Yeah, and it's gonna be plus amount time of units and HANA unit, right? Yeah, so now we have our shortway suit. Okay, so let's just create some method. So it'll be public void should pass shortway test suit. So message one and unit days. Okay, and let's just fire it up. In 10 days, remind. Let's be consistent with our lines here. Okay, and just copy it with in 10. Okay, so let's let it be 10. Yeah. Or I'm not sure about 10 because here it could be any date. So let's just make this thing stream, generate, not generate, but string, stream, or generate. No, it's not generate, but stream iterate. Yeah, stream iterate. So it's going to be 0. Oops. Or no, it's stream generate. It's going to be in supplier, going to be thread local random. Yeah, thread local random. Current, next int, origin 1, bound 100. Yeah. Yeah, just limit 50 is fine. Collect to list or to set. Let it be 1,000. Yeah. Okay. So and now we have our. Oh, we don't even need to collect it, right? For each integer, we will call this our short weight test suit, and yeah, and what about chrono units? Um, let me think. So I want it to be as randomized as possible. So because of that, we can just be sure that dozens of options are checked. It may produce some kind of flipping tests, but all flip tests should be investigated and fixed. Yeah. It's gonna be in plus integer amount plus days. Let it be days for a moment. Plus remind. Yeah. Okay, so it's not so easy. Oh, it's easy, but it's gonna look kind of bad. Okay, so let's let private final set on a unit chrono units set off, and let's enumerate our. So what do we have? We have days, hours. Do we have this already? Well, yeah, almost. So let's just use it. Or it, well, actually, it's better to use it in, oh, let me explain to you. So here we have our set of chrono units, and it's fine for a moment. But imagine if some kind of developer, maybe not you or you, but like months later, you'll add something like some other stuff. And you might forget to add the thing here into your tests. So the best practice is to use the same constraints in your other code. So don't copy this thing here. So this is bad practice. I'm doing this because we are running out of time, and I'd like to show you working tests. Yeah. So we'll fix that later. I even put it to do here. To do fix that bad practice. You are a bad developer. Yeah. Okay, so we have our chrono units here, and we have our chrono units random. Do we have this method? No, we don't. But what do we have? Add, clear, is empty, remove. And what do we have here? Stream. Oh my god. Okay, let's find the fastest Java set random access. Oh, what is that? Just random. Yeah. It's complicated. It's collections shuffle. Okay. Yeah, that's fine for us, I think. It's too long. It's skip. Oh, that's funny thing, to be honest. This one. Yeah. So let's use. Can we get units add and contains, right? Okay, just to be fast here, let's use not a set but a list. A list of import. Yeah, it's imported. Yeah, it's gonna look really ugly. Do we have pair here? It's time to have a inbound pair Java, you know? Oh my god. Oh, it's really bad thing. Okay, never mind. Just it's fine. So for each var collections sort, not sort but shuffle our what do we have here? Chrono units. Does it return something? Oh my god, it's always and that's why I don't really like Java, because for example Kotlin provides you an easy access API for stuff like that. So here it says that, well, just this thing is immutable. So okay. Var chrono units mutable. New array list. Chrono units. Chrono is mutable. Okay, so we shuffled it, and we can just use our chrono units mutable get first element to string, or I don't know, name. Yeah, name to lowercase. Yeah, let's extract this to variable. A unit. Okay, so have our amount plus, yeah, like that. Remind amount and unit. Okay, so it looks ugly. I'm agree with you. So if you don't want it to look ugly, just use Kotlin. Oh, it's string. Oh my god, string. Okay. So just var string unit. Yeah, just like that. So let's check if it works. Let's remove that. We don't need that. Okay, so let's run it up and check if it works. Yeah, it works fine, I suppose. Let's break something and I'll check if it works. Let's break. So here's a long way. I don't know. Let's remove this thing. Yeah, and it's failed because but it's failed because of other thing. Let's change something like this thing, or this thing. Yeah, it's not, well, it's because it's very easy thing. But okay, so it works. I'm pretty much sure it works. Yeah. So now we can run all of our tests and we'll check that everything is everything is working fine. So we can just remove this thing. So we have our should pass short way method, should pass long way method, and yeah. Don't mix public and private methods. All the public methods should go at first, and then it's private method's turn. Okay, so now you can see that it works fine. Yeah, all tests are all tests are passing, and we have so we will we'll accomplish this method because we have to check all the stuff as well. I mean this month thing and etc etc. Yeah, we will fix this thing as well uh, somehow. Yeah, so as you can see, it's pretty nice looking here. It's very extendable. Whenever you find some kind of bug, or like, so for example, if some line like today at 25 em remind, or not, that's bad case, but this case I know, well, whatever bug we will find, we will add here just to be sure that some edge cases are tested, because here you can see it works fine for cases like that, but for some edge cases it might break. And if it breaks, you can just put this case here and it's gonna work fine. Well, just it's not gonna work fine because you added here, but you'll be sure that edge cases are covered in the future. So this thing, all the tests should be extendable, and this thing is really extendable because you just add a single line, you add some numbers here, and it's really easy for a moment. Okay, so so it's time to finish. At the next lesson, we'll probably add some other tests, and well, I don't know what we're gonna do. Well, probably we'll finish our bot. I mean, we'll have our MVP, minimal value product, so it's gonna work or not. I'm not sure because because it's way too brave. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. Leave comments and this thing, and play Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah.